A long time ago in a fishing village of China, a little girl is playing on the edges of a lake while her father prepares to start the day's work. Seeing that the girl is upset that her old man is leaving again, he goes into the water and begins playing around, turning her tears into smiles again. Suddenly, the man begins convulsing chaotically inside the lake, and eventually gets dragged around through the water by something from below. The girl continues to laugh, not realizing that her father is in danger, until the man disappears, leaving only blood inside the water. The villagers quickly hire a demon hunter who begins chanting and throwing bombs inside the lake, causing a large explosion inside the water as everyone looks in amazement. They are able to capture a giant stingray, and the hunter claims that this creature was possessed by a demon who's responsible for killing the man from earlier. The people are extremely thankful that the monster is caught, but a person inside the crowd tells them that the fish is not a demon, only a common stingray. Apparently, the man's name is Tang, who's also a demon hunter and a monk's apprentice. The other demon hunter hears this and quickly accuses Tang as being an accomplice with the demon, causing the villagers to attack the man furiously, eventually tying him up as punishment. Everyone begins jumping into the water, believing that it's safe, while Tang watches hopelessly at the people. Their celebration is quickly ended when a woman gets devoured by a giant beast. As everyone looks in disbelief, the people begin rushing back to shore, believing that they are safe as long as they're out of the water, but they are quickly proven wrong as the monster grabs the villagers using its tongue, while Tang begins using his teeth to free himself from the ropes. The monster breaks the buildings nearby, causing all the people to lose their balance while a baby slides toward the lake away from his mother. Luckily, Tang is able to break free and jumps down near the platform, making the baby slide towards him instead. He grabs the infant as the giant creature launches towards him, but Tang manages to escape in time and traps the monster on the platform. Tang gives the child back to his mother, but only sees that the fake demon hunter is hiding like a coward. An enormous girl runs out from the crowds and jumps down towards the monster. The massive woman lands on the platform and sends the creature flying into the air, landing right on top of the fake demon hunter before he can escape. The creature begins transforming back slowly, eventually turning into a young man who appears to be harmless. As the demon begins beating on the man furiously and smashing everything around. Before Tang is killed, a woman grabs the demon and begins beating on the creature, eventually sealing the monster into a magical cloth and turning it into a doll. It turns out the woman's name is Duan, and she's one of the demon hunters as well. But when Tang shows her the tools that he used to conquer the monsters, the woman laughs at him hysterically while all the villagers thank her for being their true savior. Tang is upset at the failure, but his master tells him that it's never easy to change evil into goodness. He tells the monk that there's a second demon that he must conquer, who lives in a nearby restaurant and uses human flesh as cooking materials. At night, while traveling inside the forest, Tang runs into a trap set by a group of people who appears to be extremely hostile. But it turns out that they all work for Duan, and she plans to force the monk to marry her no matter what. However, Tang refuses, claiming that he can't love. In a fit of rage, Duan locks the man inside while thinking about what to do with him next. Their fun is cut short when they see that the pig demon has arrived, and the group quickly goes on their vehicle and tries to run desperately for their lives. However, the pig is able to catch up and charges directly at the group. Duan sees this and pushes the monk off the car before the demon crashes into the group, breaking everything apart. Luckily, no one got hurt in the crash, but they are quickly cornered by the demon. Suddenly, a man with a tiger's aura charges towards the monster and begins to overpower it, tossing the creature in the air and landing a devastating kick, forcing the demon to run. It turns out that the man is also a demon hunter, and he's accompanied by the mighty Foot, alongside Prince Important and his for beautiful nannies who he commands to throw flower petals at all times. However, Tang gets up in silence and sees that Duan is trying to flirt with the prince in order to make him jealous, but begins walking away as the girl looks at him in sadness. After traveling for a long time through the lands, Tang eventually arrives on a mountain where it's covered in lily pads despite the absence of water. He sees a large lily flower grown through what appears to be a hole inside, and proceeds to jump in, only to find a crazy-looking man who hugs and kisses him repeatedly. Tang realizes that this must be Wukong and tries to ask him for help in defeating the pig demon. Tang begins to feel sorry for the man and offers him a banana, which softens the demon's demeanors as he begins telling the monk how to defeat the pig monster. Because the demon used to love his wife tremendously, they need to get a beautiful woman to dance under the moonlight, which will attract the monster towards the cave, allowing Wukong to trap it inside as well. Suddenly, Duan jumps into the cave after hearing about their plan and offers to be the bait for the pig demon. Tang sees the woman and tells her to get out, but Wukong begins flirting with her as he teaches her a dance. It's quite evident that the monk truly does love the woman. At night, Duan begins dancing under the moonlight as the monk plays the music for her. The man watches the woman as he falls deeper in love with every move that she makes. Soon, they hear a monstrous roar and sees that the pig demon has arrived. Wukong begins talking with Creature from inside the cave, causing the monster to peek under the lilies, only to be sucked in completely by the sealing of the gods. Duan turns the pig demon into a doll and gives both monster to Tang, allowing him to use his nursery rhymes to convert the evil creatures. Tang walks out from the cave. He hears Wukong asking for a favor to remove the lily flower which blocked the entrance, as he wants to enjoy the moonlight as well. The monk cut off the flower, but immediately notices something wrong as all the lilies are consumed in flames. Wukong laughs maniacally inside the cave, before finally breaking free in a ball of fire that lands directly in front of the monk. He grabs the man and tosses him away like a ragdoll before catching him again under the mountain, mocking the man for being so easily tricked to unleash the Demon King. Tang tells the monkey demon that he hasn't escaped, as the Buddha is watching everything even at this moment. In a fit of rage, Wukong begins ripping off the monk's hair violently, eventually leaving nothing left, but is furious that the man's will is still intact. Suddenly, the demon feels a presence behind and sees that the 3 demon hunters have arrived. Wukong roars at the attackers furiously, creating a shockwave that turns the demon hunters into dust. He turns the attention towards the monk, but surprisingly, Duan jumps out and begins defending the man even after what he said to her. The woman begins attacking Wukong with her rings, but the weapons all shatter as into pieces after hitting the Demon King. She charges towards the monkey, but Wukong easily stops her by striking her head and sends her flying backwards. The monk begins crying helplessly and tells Duan that he always loved her. Duan finally dies with tears in her eyes. Suddenly, the demon feels something wrong and retreats immediately, only to see that Tang has finally let go of all mortal attachments. The monk begins reading the book that Duan put together and chanting to the words inside, creating a massive Buddha that overlooks the entire planet. The giant palm approaches closer and closer towards the demon and gets crushed underneath the massive hand. Wukong is brought into a different dimension, where Tang has finally conquered the demon.